Hello and welcome to part number 5. So let's move on. Like I said, I really don't like the edgeflow here, so it's a good point where we can fix it because let me just click here to activate Maya. Let's go to the perspective view and then we select those faces down here and zoom in on that. And I want to go on select until this point here, so you can grow this selection in Maya. So if you hold the left shift button right next to it, there is this lower or higher than, so shift and then it would be higher than. So if you press that, so it's gonna grow your selection. That's the shortcut for it. It's under select here. I can see it here, grow. So that's one of the shortcuts I remember. So shift and to higher than until we get to that last phase loop. And with that selected, let's extract the geometry. So extract that. Hit Q to exit the tool, so we get two extra objects now, and that's going to be perfect for what we are doing now. So first of all, let me move this plane down again. We don't need it right now. And now let's start with a larger, doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's I think a polygon plane would be nice for what I want to do. So there it is. So we want to center it to the cylinder. So move it first in X, and then V middle mouse over one of those center vertices here, and then the same stuff here. So we just point snap. Let me just zoom in on that. Let me hit plus on the keyboard to make those handles larger, so that's sometimes helpful. So move it in Z and then V middle mouse over one of those. Let me see, center vertices. Okay, that it wasn't that. So where is it? Should be. So V middle mouse. It looks like the center to me. Okay. And then let's just time saving, create another one and bring it to the center of that other guy. So move it first, and I always have to watch it. That's Z, V middle mouse, and then X, V middle mouse. Okay, that's not the center. So that means minus on the numpad, and then alright, so I got those in place. Select them, hit Q so that we don't move it. So let's take the subdivisions of 12, and that's why, if you remember, so we had 48 edges, and we still want to connect it to the plane, so we need 48 edges here at the border edge from that plane. So let me scale that up so that it's a little bit larger than the cylinder. Let's do this guy. So I selected the object, and now I press F to frame in on that object. Do it. Okay. And now go to edge mode, select double clicks to select that edge, border edge. Now we're doing an extrusion. Just a tiny, okay, I don't want to, do an extrusion from that point on. So I'm gonna do so Control Z. No, just undo once. So we still have that extrusion on. So now I hit R, and then I scale it from the center proportionally. Just a tiny bit. Alright, so we do the same. This guy here, select the border edge, just double click on that edge, and then the extrude, and now hit R, and then scale it from the center in all directions, just a tiny bit. So now, so I just hit Q to exit the tool, and now let's go to the top view. I'm gonna turn on my shaded mode. Now go to face, and then we select all those, drag over those faces, and delete them. So we only need that frame. Yeah. So now when we do a bridge here between the two objects, it will look much better. And I don't know what I was thinking when I did it the first try. Okay, let me take, oh, that's 6 minutes 30 seconds. So before we copy those over, we have to make sure that we have all the detail. It's not much detail, but there is a little detail. Let me open up an image. Yeah, that's. I'm talking about this little extrusion that's inside that little lower. I mean, you can see it, and those, the bevels here at the corners. So we try to get it as close as we can. So So I'm just looking at it to try to find out if, where the smaller knobs are, if it's a lower distance or not. I think not. So it's only because of the camera angle. Okay. Let's select this cylinder object, and then shift select the frame object, and then let's combine them. And then go to edge mode, double click, shift double click, and now we're doing another bridge using the bridge offset. And okay, so all those lines or all those edges are all, symmetrical and looking good, and that's the green faces are that shader issue for whatever reason. So let's do it with those these two objects as well. So both selected, combined, edge mode, double click on that border edge, shift double click on that on the other one, and then let's do the bridge. No. Okay, object. That's one object. Edge, double click, shift, double click. And now let's do the bridge. Okay, so sometimes it's smart to read what Maya is trying to tell you, so there's an error. Maya cannot process the selected edge because the meshes being bridged must be combined. Huh? Okay. I thought I combined them. I mean, just select one. Okay, maybe we delete the history and select both. So it's one. It's okay. Maybe it was the history. Let's try that out. Nope. Okay. Let's try to combine it again. What the heck is that? So I switch to wireframe to see if you definitely see in wireframe mode when you select the border edges. I think I know what went wrong. And I guess some of you are just shaking their heads like, what a fucking idiot. So I'm gonna always want to explain it. So let's go back to shaded mode. Just select one face, shift, double click to the next one, and then ta-da! So I see it here. The issue. So I didn't put the divisions of that second plane to 12. So I left it at 10 by 10. That's not gonna work. Okay. It's not a big deal. That's, you know, it's what happens if you're not paying attention. Again, another plane, and now that's what I do first. Type in 12. And then just quick move it to the center of that little cylinder. So move it V middle mouse and snap it. Move it V middle mouse and snap it. So that looks like the center. We scale it again until it's a little bit larger than that cylinder. Okay, now edge mode, double click, do another extrusion, and then do it from the center, hit R, just a tiny bit, and now go to the top view, go to face mode, and drag over all those faces we don't need, we only need the frame. And now let's select this object and so shift select the other one and then say combine, and then go to edge mode, double click on that inner border edge from the frame, and then shift double click on the other border edge, and now abracadabra. Okay, let's just use our great bridge offset until it looks good to me. Okay, so now go to object mode. So we could grab both objects, and then let's right click, assign existing material, and we got rid of those, I don't know why, green faces. Okay. Yeah, so I got the almost 14 minutes. I want to keep the time, the length of the video slower. So let me pause this video and then we move on to give this here the detail, so that little, I call it extrusion on the inside, and then we can move on.